Hello knitters, in this segment we are going to learn how to join in the round. So I've cast on the number of stitches that my pattern told me to. I've made sure that none of these stitches are twisted, that they're all laying flat with the base of the cast on facing inward. So just making sure that they're all flat. Now the thing I'm going to want to do is bring the two ends together so that I can start knitting in a circle instead of knitting flat. So I have both of my tail, which is over here, and my working yarn in the back of my work. They're coming out of my needle tip that's on the right side. And I'm going to be doing a rip, so I'm going to be doing knit 2, purl 2. Before I start that, I'm going to take a marker and put it on the right needle so I know when my round begins. So I'm going to take my right needle, I'm going to knit this first stitch. So the yarn is coming from my right needle. I'm going to knit the first stitch on my left needle, and I'm going to pull that fairly tight because I want the last stitch that I cast on and the first stitch that I cast on to be close to each other. I don't want a gap between them. So I'm going to knit that first stitch, knit the second stitch, give it a little tug, and now I am going to start my ribbing. So my ribbing is knit 2 and purl 2. And I can continue like this all the way around. When I get to the end where my stitch marker is going to be, I'm just going to take that stitch marker, move it from the needle that it's on to the other needle. So as we work all the way around, this stitch marker is going to end up over here. When we come to it, just slide it from one needle to the next and continue working around. And that will be the beginning of knitting in the round. So you have one chance. If your stitches are twisted on the needle, your knitting's going to be twisted. You're going to end up with a Mobius. It's never going to sit flat. But you do have one chance to fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my first row of ribbing, knit 2, purl 2 all the way around, and I will meet you on the other side. So I've come to the end of my round, and I know that because I'm approaching this marker, and that marker signifies the end of one round, then beginning of the next. So if I just finish the end of this round, I will show you how to transfer the marker. I'm just going to slip it from my left needle onto my right needle. So this marker is always going to stay on my needle and just gets transferred from one to the other. It never ends up getting buried in my work. But I have a problem. So I was very careful and I made sure that my stitches were not twisted when I cast on. But something happened and it's twisted. Now I have one chance to fix this because the only thing that's between these two stitches on that first row is one strand of yarn. It's okay if that strand gets twisted. So I'm going to take this twist, move it up to my needle, put my needle underneath that one strand and straighten my work. So you got one chance at the end of that first round to go in and untwist your stitches if you have a problem. So now everything should be nice and flat, and I'm ready to continue my 2x2 rib. Let's make sure that's all working. Now I'll continue my 2x2 rib until I'm ready to start stockinette.